Call the love of my life the One Piece the way she probably doesn't exist. Welcome back to the channel. I am Bravo IX, and with the release of chapter 1179, I wanted to scour the internet, both Reddit, both TikTok, and everything in between to see what the fan base thinks of the Imu face reveal. Let me know what you guys think about the chapter down below, and let's get down to the video. Imu has been a silhouette for so long that his/her face reveal doesn't add anything to the story. I've heard people talking about how Imu face reveal has kind of been a letdown because I feel like that is kind of the thing when it comes to Imu specifically. I don't think you actually get it with someone like Kaido, and you don't feel it with somebody like Loki, but you definitely feel it with someone like Imu, especially because Imu's silhouette form looks so different compared to when he's not in silhouette, right? Like his actual form. Like Loki's, obviously he looks completely different from a silhouette, but we aren't constantly shown Loki's silhouette. Same thing with Kaido. We are not constantly shown their silhouettes. Imu's, we are constantly shown Imu's silhouette throughout everything leading up to this chapter has been nothing but their silhouette. That there's fan art that makes sense how his silhouette looks like. His like actual design doesn't make sense in the silhouette that we see, because like I said, we just keep seeing it constantly. It's so weird. I get it, because I don't feel like that with Loki, but we see them so many times. The whole top thing, this whole part, like pause, like this whole like headpiece thing that everybody thought was a crown, now legitimately makes no sense whatsoever because he has horns. I've seen this shit everywhere. Cuck Imu doesn't make sense. Lily was literally on his side when they battled Soy Boy. Soy Boy, hold on a second. And Ancient Kingdom Hell, he thought she was on his side until recently. Do we know any of these things? Yeah. Bro, this cuck thing is one of the funniest pictures I've ever seen. I think the original one comes from like JJK. This Imu X Lily thing, especially now that we know that Imu is a guy, or I don't know what they're gonna try pulling, but especially now that we know that Imu is a guy, and they put a little bit more play into the Lily X Imu thing and them like loving each, or Imu having a crush on Lily. Possible, but I don't think it's possible that Lily is just like Imu's friend. People already started losing it. Imu, I miss you. Lily, Luffy, I love you. In every universe, she only chooses Joy Boy. Bro, oh my gosh. Are we gonna say that Lily is like Luffy's like relative now? Are we going to tie in Vivi to Luffy? I know people have been talking about this, about how maybe Luffy and Vivi could be related, maybe something with Lily. I don't know, bro. I don't want that. Why do people want that? Why do people want like all these characters to be related to each other? Haven't we had enough of Blackbeard and Rocks? Now we gotta get Lily and Luffy somehow being related, and Dragon and all them being related to Vivi. I don't like the Imu is in love with Lily and he's just mad about Lily not loving him or betraying him. I don't like that idea. But like the final villain's motivation turning into I'm just angry that the girl I like somebody else is so boring and so dumb. It would be underneath Oda. It would be underneath Oda to write that cliche of a character's motivation. Oda for real retconning stuff in the same arc. God, that was overkill, Usopp, and then this. What are we? Oh, okay. I get it. I'm understanding this. So the idea is that Summers can regain, because I think this is he's like stabbed in the chest, or he can regain. That's what I'm guessing. Let me read this. He made a broken power, gave it a weakness to a power that most of the verse doesn't have, then had to start retconning. Like, what do you mean the weakness of an undying Domi Reversi giant is dying? Also, are the Holy Knights supposed to be cyborgs or demons? Why do they suddenly need this metal heart that's never shown or mentioned before? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the Domi Reversi stuff. I think especially now that we know exactly how to counter it through dying, which is I think really stupid, it kills off the whole point of Domi Reversi. It makes Domi Reversi actually just mean nothing in the grand scheme of things. Because if in the final war some of our people, like let's say some of the Grand Fleet get Domi Reversi'd, it means absolutely nothing now. Or if the Marines get the only thing Domi Reversi means now, like matters, is if Imu gives it to the Marines and they get Domi Reversi just for power-ups. That's the only thing it matters now. And now they like the Straw Hats can be like, oh, well, we're not really killing Marines, we're just like freeing them of Domi Reversi. That's the only thing Domi Reversi is used for. Domi Reversi could have been used like as a cool thing that maybe some of the Grand Fleet. Imagine a scene where Bartolomeo gets like Domi Reversi and he has to fight Luffy. That'd actually be interesting. That'd be like a cool moment. It's like person that doesn't want to hurt Luffy fighting Luffy, or even someone like the crew. Someone, imagine Usopp getting Domi Reversi, and we get like this a flashback to Luffy versus Usopp from Enies Lobby, and this time Usopp is like much more powerful, and Luffy kind of has to hold back, even like the same way he did in the fight. He has to like hold back because he doesn't want to hurt Usopp. But no, because now if Usopp gets Domi Reversi, they just know to kill him, and it means absolutely nothing. Domi Reversi in the same arc where we get this whole Domi Reversi army that should have been waited till the final battle is completely useless now. All narrative sense of tension when it comes to Domi Reversi is completely gone. He was the most handsome character in the series. I love these Peter Griffin memes. He already saw Emu at Wano. Bro, that's crazy. They got him. Yo, wait, this is actually, oh my god, this same long hair, horns, kind of the same face, kinda. And bro, it's true. We've seen him. We were already there. It's like those Pixar memes where like, it's like in Pixar movies where like the movie before shows like a character from the next movie that we have no idea until like we watch that movie. I'm all in on Usopp stocks. I'm staying all in on Usopp stocks. I think Emu would beat everyone, Loki, Luffy, the other Straw Hats and Giants, and they get involved. But Emu will overlook Usopp. Despite him being the one to call Emu out. I think he will either be overlooked or will be taken out by a basic attack, but actually be alive still. When it seems like Emu has won, I think Usopp will stand up with the last one, and Ratoskir will fly into his hands. Adventure style, his 1,000-ton hammer will lie will come true, and we'll see Extreme being a brave warrior. I love the idea. Everybody said Elbaf was Usopp's arc, and then Elbaf happened, and then everybody said Elbaf is not Usopp's arc, and I think it will be great. And everything off with Usopp getting like a big hit on Emu that resorts to Emu like having to go back and retreat, because obviously like Emu and Luffy and all like Loki, they are not fighting for real, right? This is just gonna be an appetizer of the fight. Luffy is going to lose. Let's remember, Luffy, you always bet on Luffy in game 3, right? So Luffy needs to lose 2 more times to Emu. This is the first one. This is the first loss that Luffy's going to face. I think it would be great for Usopp that he finally, like, he does something in Elbaf, helps out, take out Emu for like a little bit. The MVP of Elbaf is Usopp. At the last minute, it'll be the funniest thing ever. Guys, I think I know who Emu is. It's time to duel, Luffy. You activated my trap card. Oh my god, he's an Egyptian god trapped. Bro, he's Yugimoto. No. Walk with me here for a second. Hold on. This from Emu's cover story. A time, like a gauge. Steel heart. Did he write that D there? Oh, wait. Hold on. That's not a D. That's a circle. That's a bad circle, by the way. The gauge. Hold on a second. This guy might have cooked. Hold on. This guy might have cooked. So he's saying that these... Oh my god, Emu is from the moon. I mean, we kind of already thought about that, right? Just my little observation. Okay, so Emu goes back. He's hurt. Coughs up blood. There's blood there. There's a great chance that a form we saw today isn't true Emu-sama. Like, yes, this current form is the closest thing we ever saw to the true form. Yet it's absolutely obvious it's another transformation. We can see how Emu bends and how wings grow out of him, and it looks really painful. And also, we remember other form, Gigantic Blob, the 8 that was attacked. It is pretty possible that both Blob and this form are both Emu. Whatever this black tar is, it's Emu's part. Also, today's chapter really made the way that it looks more like Emu is MC. Health problems, loyal crew, necessary, almost self-sacrificing step. I also don't quite remember which chapter, but Emu definitely said that his world is incomplete. It's obvious that Emu sees himself as a savior who maintains necessary... Guys, I'm sorry, I'm terrible at reading. Necessary balance to keep things working and in relative peace. I don't think Davy D. Jones was a good man. He's probably closer to Teach rather than to Rocks. Just prediction. But anyway, we can't tell much with all this info. and small observation with dates in US when Emu was found. Firstly introduced in manga, the president was Donald. What the fuck? Okay, so so we're lucky Donald Trump won a second presidency. I don't know. I don't know why this guy just randomly brought up Donald Trump. That's crazy. I don't think Donald Trump had anything to do with Emu's reveal. This is an interesting theory though. Like, what if like we have been told that Chopper has a lot, like the most control of any Zoan user, right? From it to his of his devil fruit. And his devil fruit has the ability to do different points, different forms, which no other Zoan user can do forms to the extent that Chopper has been able to do, right? Most Zoans have their human form, their hybrid, and their full form. Chopper has his arm point, monster point, has leg point, jump point, kung fu point. If the Gorosei are Zoans, Emu is Zoan, right? He transforms into a blob. What? And he has a devil fruit. That's, I mean, right now the scans, we don't know if that's the official translation. So we got like this chapter, this video is being made before this translation comes out. What if Emu is that blob? That is like the true Emu, is that blob form. And this is just like how Chopper was like a reindeer and got a human form now. And this is like human. That's an interesting concept. That's a really interesting concept that I would love to see. Because we get told that he's like the Rat King. Now, some people are thinking that the Rat King means that like he looks like every single race in the One Piece world, all combined into like one thing, like Nularian, Oni, blah, 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 blah. He has Mihawk's eyes, stuff like that. Oh, what if like his devil fruit being like the devil fruit, his like human form is to be like to transform into looking like everybody, but like his real form is a monster, is the devil, and he just gets the devil fruit. That's so hard to say. He gets the devil fruit, and now he can transform into a human, and he gets like the way he got to like maybe he gets to choose how he looks, and because he was like a monster and he saw all these people, he chose like how to turn into everybody. Because what does being the Rat King mean? What does that mean when Rock says that? That's like the only way I can think of. Design aside, I think Oda kind of fumbled the paneling here. Very interesting. I could agree. I think we don't need that side panel with like with Summers and Killingham. I think that's the ones. I think a double page spread of the one page just being Emu's like at the top of the tower, and the next being his face would have been much better. I'm not too mad about the paneling, but I can definitely see this guy's take. Those eyes in his clouds will possess special abilities, and his weapon will also be a devil fruit. Emu will not only be strong, but incredibly powerful. Look at Luffy with his Toon Force. Emu with his magic book will possess an enormous variety of abilities. I don't see a book in here. I didn't even think about that his eyes have like different abilities. What if he has the devil fruit, what if like he can access every single devil fruit known to man? He pulls out those eyes, like as long as those eyes have seen the devil fruit and work, he can like use them. Like he could use Gear 5, or at least Toon Force, what Toon Force can do. We're about to see Battle of Gods as an opening event to the late game. Chopper's power somehow theorized to be mythical Zoan, so it could mean something. I've heard this a long time ago. I remember I think shout out to the Reverie, One Piece Reveries on YouTube. Matt Houston, shout out to Matt Houston, said this a long time ago. This is the first person I heard, and it's probably been parroted, and a lot of people have this idea that Chopper has a mythical Zoan. I don't like the idea of two Zoans just being mythical Zoans randomly. I don't like this idea that a fruit awakens and it becomes a whole different fruit. Maybe it makes sense. Maybe you can like make it with Luffy, and I could be like, okay, that's fine. I'll take it. Because it goes from like a Paramecia to a Zoan. But I don't like the Chopper has like he has the human fruit, right? That is why he can talk. It's not like he didn't eat like a mythical reindeer fruit. He ate a human fruit. He ate the human fruit. He didn't eat human fruit model earth god or whatever. He just ate a human fruit. So now, like, is the god fruits, do they just not unlock unless you awaken them? 2 people on the Straw Hat crew just so happen to have the god fruits. I don't like it, man. Every important fruit in One Piece is just a mythical Zoan fruit now. There is no fruit in One Piece that's important that's outside of a Zoan. Can we please have something like, come on, Oda, do something different. Bro. Yo, yeah. I'm sorry. Yo, now we know. Now we know who's gonna be Emu.